Insurance fraud, it's always been this high-stakes game of cat and mouse, right? Well, the mouse just got a supercomputer. Today, we're diving into how artificial intelligence is creating this brand new, almost invisible front line in the battle for truth.
So to really get what's at stake here, let's just start with this number, $308.6 billion. I mean, that's the estimated cost of insurance fraud in the U.S. every single year. It's just a staggering figure, and believe me, it affects way more than just some corporate balance sheets.
Yeah, because this is not a victimless crime. That massive cost, it doesn't just, vanish. It gets passed down to every single one of us through higher premiums. Seriously, think of it like a hidden tax we're all paying to fund this huge criminal enterprise, and we don't even know it.
For decades, the methods were pretty familiar. Stuff investigators could look for. But that is all changing. So the real question we have to ask is, what happens when that old playbook of deception gets supercharged by artificial intelligence?
Okay, so before we jump into the wild world of AI, let's just quickly set the stage. Because even before all these digital tools, fraudsters had a really well-established and honestly a surprisingly sophisticated playbook for their scams.
You know the classics, right? We're talking workers' comp scams with faked injuries, staged slip-and-fall accidents, massive healthcare billing schemes, and of course, the wild world of auto insurance, which has some of the most elaborate, almost movie-like, staged events you can possibly imagine.
And check this out. This is a perfect example of just how coordinated these things can be. It's called the swoop and squat. You've got two criminal drivers working together. One car, the swoop car, cuts in and causes the car in front of you, that's the squat car, to slam on its brakes. You, of course, rear-end them. The swoop car just vanishes, and you're left looking like you're at fault for an accident that was completely engineered from the start. Now, in healthcare, the fraud is maybe a little less dramatic, but it is just as damaging. Dishonest providers have this whole menu of schemes, things like upcoding, that's billing for a pricey brand-name drug when they just gave you the generic, or phantom billing, where they bill your insurance for services you never even got. It's a systematic bleed on the entire system.
So for years, investigators got better and better at spotting these classic scams. They knew what to look for, but now the entire game has changed. A new weapon has entered the battlefield, and honestly, it's making a lot of the old methods of detection pretty much obsolete. This quote from an industry analysis really just says it all. We are officially in a new era. The combination of these easily available AI tools and criminal minds, well, it's creating a perfect storm for deception on a scale we've just never seen before.
And get this, it isn't just one type of threat. The diversity of these attacks is what's truly alarming. We're seeing everything from AI-generated fake photos of car damage to entirely fabricated synthetic people, forged documents, and yeah, even deep-fake video and audio evidence. You know what's really pouring gasoline on this fire? It's what people are calling the democratization of deception. On the dark web, criminals can now just subscribe to fraud-as-a-service kits. What that means is even a low-skilled scammer can buy the tools to launch these incredibly sophisticated attacks that look like they were made by some kind of criminal mastermind.
All right, let's move to the real cutting edge and see how this stuff builds into some truly unsettling scenarios. We are talking about deepfakes and digital ghosts, frauds that attack the very foundation of what you see and what you hear. Now seriously, just ask yourself that question. Can you? Because the tech we're about to talk about is designed to fool your most basic senses, making it harder than ever to tell what's real from what's a perfectly crafted lie. 475%. Let that sink in. That's the reported increase in synthetic voice attacks at insurance call centers in just the last year. Criminals are using AI to clone voices with stunning accuracy to get right past security. And somehow it gets even more chilling. Fraudsters are using AI avatars to impersonate people on live video calls with insurance adjusters. There's even this terrifyingly plausible threat of using deep-fake videos of people who've passed away to keep collecting annuity payouts. And on top of all that, they're forging entire expert reports from engineers, from doctors, that are practically indistinguishable from the real thing. And then you have this phenomenon of digital ghosts. This is synthetic identity fraud. So criminals take some real stolen data, like a social security number, and they combine it with fake AI-generated names and addresses to create a whole new person from scratch. They take out a life insurance policy on this fake person, they pay the premiums for a while, and then they fake the person's death to collect a massive payout. So you see, the really crucial point here is just how convincing all of this becomes.
A traditional fake claim, it might have typos or a story that just doesn't add up. An AI-generated claim, on the other hand, is perfectly written, it's super detailed, and it's backed up by a whole suite of AI-forged documents. We're talking fake police reports, fake medical bills, the whole shebang. It's the complete fraudulent package.
Okay, so right now, it might sound like the fraudsters are winning, right? But the story doesn't end there. The insurance industry is fighting back with the exact same weapon. This has turned into a full-blown technological arms race. And this response is happening fast. A recent survey found that a staggering 83% of anti-fraud professionals are planning to bring in generative AI detection tools by 2025. The industry absolutely knows what's at stake and is gearing up for a major fight.
So the new defense is all about being multi-layered. AI tools are being put to work at every single stage of the process. Right at onboarding, you have AI flagging these synthetic identities. When a claim gets submitted, it's automatically scanned for any AI-generated text or images. During the review, specialized deepfake detectors are analyzing video evidence. And before a single dollar goes out the door, biometrics can confirm the person is actually who they say they are.
This gives investigators a whole new toolkit to work with. First up, you've got AI content detectors that can spot AI-written text with over 99% accuracy. It's amazing! Then, deepfake forensic tools can analyze video files for tiny little glitches that give away the manipulation. Voice biometrics can tell the difference between a real human voice and a clone. And finally, metadata analysis can look at a file and reveal if a photo was actually created by an AI, not a real camera.
So that's where we are now. It's not just about suspicious stories or an investigator's gut feeling anymore. No, this is a high-tech, algorithm versus algorithm arms race for the truth. And there are billions of dollars and, really, the integrity of the entire system on the line.
And all of this leaves us with a final, and maybe much bigger, question. As this technology gets better and better and better, we really have to ask ourselves, in a world where perfect fakes are possible, what does it actually mean to trust what we see and hear?